Hello, fellow cyborgs, and welcome to the book review of Dead Mountain by Donnie Ecker, the untold true story of the Dyatlov Pass incident. I recently read this with Marie Berg and have had a lovely time chatting with her about this. I believe we both really enjoyed this. This is a non-fiction book I heard about from Caitlin Doty's channel Ask a Mortician, and also I heard Kristen from Vienna Waits Books talk about this, which made me just even more excited to pick it up. I finally got to it this December, which was a wonderful time to read this book about a snowy, eerie incident in the Russian mountains in 1959. Before I go any further though, book haiku. Dyatlov was a man before an incident, before a mountain pass. Dead Mountain is a nonfiction book about the Dyatlov Pass incident. In 1959, 10 Russian young people went up to hike in the Ural Mountains, hoping to get to Ortorten Mountain. By the end of the trip, 9 of them were dead. All of them had no shoes on in sub-zero temperatures, some had blunt force trauma, and one was even missing her tongue. No one has known for certain how these experienced, educated, very careful hikers came to all die and in such odd states. Many of their family members died without knowing the truth, and to this day, we don't know for certain what happened to them. However, this book is a combination of Donnie Ecker's recent investigation in the incident. He supplies us at the end with an explanation, which I found satisfying and which I'm not going to tell you about. This book is split into 3 timelines. The first is where we follow the hikers while they are still alive. The second is we follow the investigation after their disappearances. And the third is the modern timeline where Donnie Ecker is out to try to find out what the heck happened. This was excellent. It really was. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars because I wanted more of a resolution at the end, but I absolutely adored reading this. It was so much fun, and Marie Berg and I had such a hard time pacing ourselves and not just gobbling it all up in one go. Ecker's writing style is absolutely and incredibly readable. It reads more like a fiction mystery than it does a nonfiction. It's atmospheric in its cold frigidness and its eerie hauntedness. There's also some great background information for the people like myself who don't know history very well, where we get to learn about the state of the USSR in 1955, why these young people loved hiking so much, what their lives were like, and just giving us a bit more of a historical context. The 3 timelines function to create tension at every turn. Each chapter focuses on one timeline only, and more often than not, you are left at such a cliffhanger, but then have to switch to another timeline. It was incredible at speeding up my reading pace and wanting me to not put this down one bit. The best part about this, which Kristen talks a bit about in her review, which I will link down below, is how Donnie Ecker humanizes these people who died at the foot of Dead Mountain. They aren't just the victims that have no names and you only care about because of how they died and what their bodies looked like. I even think I can remember most of their names. Let me just see. So there was Igor and Zina and Doroshenko and Kolevatov and Lyuda and Georgie and Sasha, and then there was Katya. That's wrong, but his last name was Thibault Brignol, and there was one more person. Oh no, who am I forgetting? And there was, of course, Yuri Yudin. He's the one who survived. Who did I leave out? Oh, I forgot Rustik. And it was Kolya, not Katya. But otherwise, I think I got them pretty good. This is the first thing that you encounter when you pick up Dead Mountain, is you get pictures and birth and death dates of all of these young people who are at the center of the Dyatlov Pass incident. You stare at their faces, and in the first chapters, you learn about them, you learn what they were studying at university, you learn what sorts of people they were, you learn their nicknames, you learn to recognize their faces, and then you learn about their fate. Sprinkled throughout this text, there are so many photographs, and I thought that was so incredibly important for understanding the people involved. This was such a human sort of story, and the people were just constantly in the story. You know, they weren't just figures moving things around and doing things so that the action can progress. The whole point of this story are the people, and Eker makes that abundantly clear. I feel like I've just been blabbing and blathering on, but I just want you to know that this is one of my new favorite nonfictions. It's definitely in place number 2 of my favorite nonfictions of all time. I recommend any and everyone picking this up. This has made me reconsider the fact that I don't read true crime. Maybe I should, because this, like I said, reads like a mystery book, and I'm thinking that perhaps true crime can be incredibly fascinating for me. Also, something that's incredibly important. People are important, and tragedies are important. They're something that we can learn from, and something that creates self-reflection, which I think is so incredibly important. So perhaps I will have to definitely take Sophie from Portal in the Pages up on her recommendations of true crime to try if you haven't tried any before. This was just amazing. I had fairly high expectations. I was really excited to read this, and it just blew me away on top of that. It's just fantastic. I also especially recommend reading this during the colder months, perhaps when there are noises outside in the dark and you're not quite sure what they are. That will certainly just heighten the reading experience to a very real level. Anyway, I've blabbed long enough. I really hope that you understand what I've been trying to tell you, which is read Dead Mountain. It's so dang good. It is so incredibly compelling and important, and just really, really dang interesting. Thank you for watching this review. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read Dead Mountain and what you thought of it, or if you think that I have coerced you into picking it up sooner rather than later. But in any case, I hope that you have a lovely day and aren't as cold as the hikers were at the foot of Dead Mountain, and continue to be lovely. And thank you to my patrons. You're amazing. I really, really appreciate your financial support. It means so much. And I am every month surprised that you guys are still around. Thank you for being so. I hope that you are having a warm and snuggly day, or if it's way too hot, then a nice, cool, temperate day. Just have a good day.